How often do we truly stop to think about whether the words coming out of our mouths are speaking life or speaking death? Most of us move through life on complete autopilot. The ego keeps us so programmed that we don't even notice how often we throw out careless, cynical, discrediting, destructive words. Consider that every single word starts in the mind. So it's not only about the tongue, but what feeds the tongue its power, which is the mind. The ego-programmed mind. Thoughts are also words. This is why the Bible mentions the renewal of the mind. Because the mind is the primary spiritual warfare that we all face every single day. For some people, every single minute. The mind constructs our reality, our perception, and our response to everything external. The Bible reminds us that there is power in the tongue, the power of life and death. And you don't even have to view that through the spiritual lens in order to see its truth. The psychological truth to it is massive if you truly study it. This goes back to our childhood, where even simple criticism by a parent can end up being a trauma and a huge part of the ego identity of an adult. The way we talk to ourselves, the way we talk to others, shapes entire emotional landscapes. It either builds up confidence or it shatters it, and it can dictate the entire emotional atmosphere of our relationships. Think about how much, or rather how little, we actually think and speak life towards others. If we're being completely honest, we barely do it because most of us don't have a routine for that. I've never met a person who has a routine to giving compliments. Have you? Our routine is justified silence, often thinking that staying neutral or keeping our thoughts to ourselves is enough, is normal. But a lack of intentional thoughts in words leaves a void. And because actively encouraging others is not a part of our daily habits, we can go weeks, months, or even years without speaking life into a person's world. And we can become just as guilty of being a part of the suffering in this world. Because nobody should have to beg others for compliments, for words of life. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I have a video talking about how receiving is also a skill. So there's nothing wrong with you telling a person, hey, can you give me a compliment? Society would paint that as you lacking confidence and self-love. But there's nothing wrong with that. That is an ego narrative. That is an egoic fear. But it should never get to that point where people have to ask us for kind words, for words of life. But an important distinction in the words of life is that we must remember that there's a difference between speaking death and speaking truth. Speaking truth is a category of speaking life. Truth is a gift. Death is a curse. Words of life don't only compliment and build others up. It can also transform through truth. Whereas death, words of death, are purely a curse. Here's an example. When Jesus called the Pharisees children of the devil, he was not cursing them. He was simply stating truth. Jesus isn't a liar, right? So it wasn't a curse, it was a statement of truth based on their behavior. Telling the Pharisees that they were very loving would not be speaking life. That would just be a lie. And a lie is a form of speaking death. Because you can keep a person stuck. You can enable them. Again, true love doesn't just build people up. It also corrects. It helps people rebuild towards their correct identity, away from ego contamination. However, and this is very important, we must be very aware that Jesus' capacity to perceive truth is unique to him. It is beyond our comprehension. So we must also be very careful in speaking truth through the humble lens that we will never be a perfect judge. Jesus warned us about this also. So correct others, yes, but with a balance of humility, truth, and the goal being a greater capacity to love. Understanding as well that everyone's spiritual journey is largely unique to them, just like everyone's growth spurts, right? We support growth. We create a good environment for growth. We don't force it, and we certainly don't compete to glorify ourselves in our spiritual level being superior. This is where speaking truth and speaking life is combined with collective love. It is also combined with our surrender through prayer as well. Because prayer is in itself speaking life as a routine. In the 50 ways to do collective love that I have written in my book, prayer is one of them. So now, before I finish this video, I want to leave you with a challenge for this week. Try to only think and speak life for the next 7 days. Pay close attention to how often the ego tries to default into complaint, criticism, judgment of yourself and others. And use that awareness gained to build a new habit towards replacing all of that with collective love. Because when we choose to change the direction of our thoughts and our words, we aren't just changing a routine, we are changing the world right in front of us. Through our example, through our perception, and through our action that aligns with a new identity. I hope this video helps you. Much love and take care.